It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week, and the weather has been dreary and soggy, and we may get some dry time today, but there's a whole lot to talk about in the weather department. We have very active weather heading our direction today and maybe more moving our direction next week. So we still have to be on guard for rain on the way. This could lead to flooding, and there is a risk of severe weather in the forecast today, later this afternoon into this evening. So it's an important forecast to pay attention to. Make sure you have your weather safety plans in place for this afternoon and evening in case we need to put those into action later today. As far as this morning goes, the weather is okay. We have temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s, so it's certainly starting out very warm. This will allow for a warm day. High temps expected to make it into the mid 70s. I have 76 for the high temperature in Springfield today, but that's because we've got a cold front on the way that will likely result in some severe weather. It's a widespread region too. Basically, the whole state of Missouri has some risk for severe storms today, and this extends all the way up to Chicago and all the way south to the DFW area. It's a big area across the country that's very unstable. A cold front is going to move through the Ozarks and trigger some of those showers and thunderstorms later today. So some dry time early on, but then showers and thunderstorms will break out on the radar later this afternoon into this evening. I do expect that front will still be working its way through the area early on Saturday morning, so storms could be ongoing overnight into the early morning hours tomorrow. And yes, some severe weather is possible. All week, I've been talking about this potential for severe weather today, and it looks like all modes of severe weather are still possible. Hail, huge hail is possible, 2 inches in diameter, and even larger amounts are possible. So we're talking close to golf ball, tennis ball size hail here, 70 miles an hour wind, and tornadoes possible with some of these storms that get going as well. It's a day to pay attention to say the least. We do have what we call enhanced risks for severe weather west of the Springfield area and a slight risk for the other part of the region. I do expect some of those storms to break out this afternoon into tonight, and potential for strong to severe storms is going to be ongoing as we head through the evening hours. Early indications suggest that supercell thunderstorms are going to develop late this afternoon into the evening before merging into a squall line, so the threats kind of change. Early in the day, if the sun is still out, the threats are going to be very large hail and tornadoes. As we go into later in the day, the threat becomes more of a wind threat as those storms form into a line. So still a few tornadoes, but damaging winds are the biggest threat for overnight hours tonight. Also keep in mind, the ground is saturated now. We have a lot of rainfall over the last couple of days, so that may make tree roots a little bit weak or softer, and the high winds with the wet grounds could mean a bad combination. In terms of how much additional rainfall to expect, I think localized pockets of a half inch to an inch are going to be possible, but additional rainfall means that we could see a whole lot in the way of water by the time the weekend is over. And I am expecting there will be spots across the Ozarks that got nearly 4 inches of rain just this week, and more is on the way next week. In fact, I think there could be more severe weather in the extended outlook. The middle of next week looks possible for another round of strong storms to move through the Ozarks, so we'll have to watch that carefully too as it gets a little bit closer. Around the country, here's what's making headlines. It's severe storms for the Midwest today. Yes, I think we are the top national news. We may see some of that coverage over the weekend as well. We also are seeing favorable wildfire conditions today over parts of the southern high plains, and temperatures will be above average from the Great Plains to much of the eastern United States today. It's some of that spring-like heat that's fueling the strong to severe thunderstorms that are going along with it in the forecast. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question. Here was the question from yesterday. What instrument was originally called a sackbut? Do you think that was A, the trombone, B, the bagpipes, C, the harpsichord, or D, the oboe? I did not know this one, but I do not speak French. If you do speak French, you may have known that the answer is A, trombone. The trombone's early version in the 15th century was known as the sackbut. It came from an old French sequer, meaning to pull, and buter, to push. That makes sense when you say it like that. But when you translate it, it doesn't come out right, does it? Yeah. Nobody wants to play the sack, but not a good word. So they've changed it. We're back to trombone. But congrats. If A was your guess, this is a good example of languages not really translating quite well. The name has stuck in historical context. So if you're reading historical text, you may come across that. All right, here's the next trivia question for tomorrow. Or actually, this one's for Monday morning. I'll have you answer Monday next week. Keep you hanging over the weekend. The flying disc toy that we know as the Frisbee got its name from what? Do you think it was A, NASA space mission, B, a Connecticut pie company, C, the last name of its inventor, or D, an old military training disc? Please let me know your thoughts. You can do that. Leave your guesses at aroundtheozarks.com. I hope everyone stays safe today. Please be weather aware. You don't have to worry early this afternoon through the lunch hour. It's after lunch, late this afternoon and evening. We have to start watching for those showers and thunderstorms. There could be all modes of severe weather. So have your safety plan in place. Have a way to get watches and warnings. And I will meet you right back here on Monday. See you then.